Morning. Today's day number 3 already for us here in Ypres. Yesterday was a really great day. Maybe you saw we visited Hoge Krater Museum, cemetery as well. It was great. Visited some trenches that are out in that area. And yeah, overall great day. We went back to the house afterwards. We did the hot tub live stream. Maybe you saw it on Chris's channel. Otherwise, I'll put a link in the description. You can watch it back if you missed it. Today's Saturday. I'm going to be joined by another YouTuber today. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you probably know him. And got some pretty cool stuff lined up today as well. We're going to Tyne Cot cemetery, which is, arguably the most impressive Commonwealth cemetery in this area. After that, we're going to Polygon Wood. After that, I think we got some more stuff lined up, but I'm gonna see what it is, just like you guys. I'm not taking care of the planning or anything. We have Chris for that and Rob. They know a lot about this area, and so yeah, I'm gonna ready for Saturday, day number 3 here in Ypres, and yeah, see you on the way. So here we have Shaun. He's making our breakfast, just like every morning.
Breakfast?
Eggs.
Yes,
scrambled eggs and bacon.
Eggs and bacon.
Coffee is running. So Shaun's taking really good care of us in that department. I think we're gonna have some good weather today, or good. That's relative, of course. But I think it's gonna stay dry. We got some.
Yeah, I think the sun's due to break through around lunchtime.
Yeah, the wind has picked up though a little bit. You can see by the trees. As long as it's dry, that's the most important. So right now we're at the first stop of the day, Tyne Cot Cemetery, and we are joined by a bunch of people.
I'm going to ride with JD, so I don't have to sit in the back.
We are joined now by JD Hewitt of the History Underground. You probably know him. And yeah, so first stop of the day, Tyne Cot Cemetery.
So we've come today to Tyne Cot Memorial, and we've got with us the death plaque, often referred to as the death penny, for Private Lloyd Jones. We've also got his victory medal here. So Lloyd Jones was serving just in this area with the King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry, and he was attacking near here on the 4th of October 1917. During that attack he was killed, and unfortunately his body was never recovered, so he was one of the thousands of soldiers registered missing, and as such he is named here on the memorial to the missing. So that's the name for Lloyd Jones here on panel 109 in the Tyne Cot Cemetery.
So I've got with me the cap badge and the shoulder pin from the King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry, and this is the memorial to those men here at Tyne Cot. And I want to point out two in particular. So we have Captain Morehouse and Lieutenant Colonel Morehouse. And the captain was in command of a company very near to where Tyne Cot is. And he was leading his men in an attack up the ridge when he was mortally wounded. He was taken back to an aid station where his father left his headquarters to go and seek help for his son when his father was killed by a sniper. It's believed that these are the only father and son who died during the battle for Passchendaele, and they died within about an hour of each other.
Right now we are in our second stop of the day. It's Polygon Wood, and the whole group we're going to go to a place, and we've got a guide with us. He's going to tell us a little something about it. I don't know what it is, but we'll see. You can see here in the background for me, that's the remains of a German bunker, and yeah, it's basically like a forest. There's a lot of fighting going on here. So yeah, it's Polygon Wood. If you ever want to look it up, want to visit the place, that's what it's called.
This side, right? And the Australians came from that way.
They would have come from that way because Black Watch Corner is what, over there?
Yeah.
The cafe's over that way.
So when you say Australians, that's 1917.
1917, yeah, you've got the 5th Australian Division here, and then the 4th Division would have been to their left. But yeah, in 1914, you had the old British Army, and they would have been, I think, along the edge of the woods out that way. And they were spread really thin, and they got pushed back through the wood, and that's when you end up having the the Black Watch and the other units that were over there fighting against the Prussian guards. Yeah. And they kind of push them back out through the woods. So this is a bunker on the Polygon Wood battlefield. It's known as Scott Post or Scott Bunker today because it was named after an Australian commander, but it was actually a German bunker that was taken over by the Australians when they took these woods. And you see some of the damage to it, and you notice how it looks like it was caused from the inside. After the war, when they were gathering up all of the unexploded munitions at Polygon Wood, they would put a lot of them inside of here and explode them in here, and that's what caused the damage that blew it out. It wasn't caused during the war. Looks like it's full of water right now. Yeah. I went in there last time I was here, didn't have any water in it.
Yeah. So here we have the first memorial is the New Zealand memorial, and then on the back you see on the slide, the slope over there, we have the 5th Division Australian memorial. So every morning at Anzac Day, when the sun comes up, here on this cemetery we have the down ceremony. So where we remember all the boys who fought here. So yeah, it's very close, very special for us. New Zealand and the Australian memorial close by.
So Jim and Jack Hunter were brothers from Australia, and they came to the front together, and they were in the trenches, and one of the brothers was given an order. There was a piece of tin out in no man's land that was causing a reflection, and I guess it was a problem for sighting or something, and so his commanding officer ordered him to go over the top into no man's land and remove the tin. He ran out and did it, was coming back and was hit by explosives, shrapnel, and fell into the trench right into the arms of his brother. And so that's why we have the Brothers in Arms Memorial that commemorates that. But the brother buried him. There were, I think, 5 guys buried together, and they buried one of them. His brother was buried the opposite direction, laying from the other 4. And I'm sure you'll hear the rest of the story, but when he was discovered, they found the one body laying the opposite way. They did DNA tests, and they were able to identify a few of the bodies that were there, and one of them is right here.
So here at Polygon Wood you have 2 cemeteries. Up to the left is Bute New British Cemetery and a New Zealand Memorial. And up to the right is Polygon Wood Cemetery. So we're gonna visit them both. So right up there you can see the memorial. Now if I turn this way, this is Polygon Wood Cemetery. So we're gonna enter this right now. So we're still at Polygon Wood. We're inside the woods a little bit. There's 2 bunkers here. The New Zealand Army.
Dark red. So how deep would these bunkers go?
Yeah, you could stand up and underneath it. So
over here we have bunker number 2. The other one is pretty filled up. I think this one is more open, right?
Yeah, it's still pretty full.
Yeah, it is.
Really well preserved though.
Yeah?
I've made
Okay, we're here at the restaurant The Draver, and I know the owner of this restaurant as well as my friend Yuri, who invited us here. And on top of the restaurant here, he has his own private museum, his own private collection. So it was really nice of them to let us come up here and just show everything that's laying here. So it's pretty cool. This restaurant is, by the way, next to the Polygon Wood. So if you ever come here and you are hungry, go to this restaurant.
Yep.
Like for me,
And I'll show you guys now some pieces they have on exhibit.
2 people.
So there's like a pickelhaube over there. All sorts of gear.
Really cool, eh?
Pistols.
The hardest thing.
Recognize those coins?
Recognize those coins? Oh, they're the same.
You now have one.
Oh man. Yes.
So it's the
So Shaun brought us, all of us, some of those coins he found. Where did you find those coins?
I did a house clearance in the UK, and they were just left in the house. So I sifted through them all, and I got thousands of coins dating to the late, like 1860, I think, is the latest I have right through. But a bunch of them are World War I, right into World War II as well. So I cherry picked some coins to give the guys as a gift. So.
Oh, awesome. And now they have them on display here as well. So here at the museum they have a samples mortar, and here have the guy who was named after.
So we found two of these. We found one just near Serre, and then one a little bit further south towards Beaumont Hamel. Both roughly in the same area, but two of these Stokes mortars.
Yeah, they were originally called Stokes mortars, but Rob keeps finding them, so we renamed them to samples mortars.
Break the collarbone. Snap the collarbone. Yeah.
Some bayonets.
Which is also half your stuff.
Here we have a whole bunch of stuff that was dug up from the battlefield. You see a rifle,
Gran Turismo, right?
all rusted up, British helmet.
That's going to be opening up, like, in my town.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the town where I teach.
We are now at the German war cemetery of Langemark, and we're gonna have a look at some German graves. So they made like this corridor with some screens where they show some footage. There's a lot of writing here where they tell about the history of this place. And here you have a picture of one of the victims of the gas attack. You can see he was foaming at the mouth, and that's a real brutal way to go. So I've now entered the cemetery, and you can see pretty much from the start that this is way different than a Commonwealth cemetery or even an American cemetery. There are no crosses or no upright headstones. They're all like these plaques on the ground, and almost every plaque has multiple names on it. We have like 7 guys. This one the same. It doesn't mean that there are 7 guys buried beneath this plaque, but what they did was they dug trenches, and all the bodies were buried in these trenches. So when you take this grave, yeah, there's like 7 guys in this direct area of this marker. So here we have a section of the cemetery that appears to be at first glance just a piece of grass, but this is actually the mass grave that I was talking about. There are 25,000 soldiers buried here in this section alone. And it's not even that big. I think it's like 20 meters by maybe 8 meters wide, I don't know. So yeah, it's crazy to think there are 25,000 people buried in this small section of the cemetery. So I was just over at that section of the cemetery, the mass graves over there. Now come here to this section, and the gravestones over here are actually a lot bigger. There are more names on it, as you can see. And that's the reason why, is that this whole section, these are soldiers who died during the Battle of Passchendaele, Third Battle of Ypres. And there were, of course, a lot of casualties during that battle. So they have to fit in a large number of soldiers in this area, so they decided to bury more guys together.
Rob just arrived, and then
Day number 4 for our trip to Ypres. Sunday already. My buddy Sander is filming me as well. So we're now at a bunker that's usually closed often. And they have like a bunker day here in Belgium where you can visit all the bunkers. So we're going there right now. Excited, Sander?
yeah, it's cool. I hope the guide is there, because I'm not sure. It's a little bit of a mystery if the guide is here, and,
Yeah, we'll
and
see.
otherwise we'll guide ourselves around, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's an opportunity you don't get much. I think they do this like 1 time a month, or maybe even less. Maybe 12 times a year,
Yeah, I
5
know,
times a year,
yeah.
something like that. So it will be Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's go. So, I'm now going inside that bunker.
Yeah.
Hope you guys can see it.
Okay. Going on an adventure now inside the bunker. German hospital. Now we're going here. German hospital bunker. Captured by the London regiment.
Ceilings are always way too low for me, for some reason.
Okay.
So you can see why the pumps are needed to, you know, look there. Cameras everywhere.
Oh my god.
Sandy,
Inception.
Marcel.
Another cameraman. There's my mate Rob. You can just stand there. Just easy. Marcel has some trouble standing.
Yeah, I just fit, yeah. I think
So this was like a hospital bunker, right?
Yeah.
German hospital bunker.
So just imagine all the bunk beds here on the, probably in the rows here.
Yeah. People suffering and dying.
Yeah.
I think,
horrible stuff.
I think back then 5'11" would have been tall, and which is why
Yeah, probably.
I probably would have been just about the tallest guy trying to get in here. For an hour, okay?
Yeah.
So here we have
Yeah, set a
an
timer.
original pump from the war that they used to pump water out of the trenches and the bunkers. Because yeah, back in the day during, let's say, the Third Battle of Ypres, you had lots of rain, so all the trenches would become flooded. And they used this pump to clear the trenches. And they got it working again.
Those are original pieces of it?
Yeah, the original pieces.
Even the box is original.
Oh yeah.
6.000
liter? Oh, now it's getting a little bit more.
Ja, maar dat is best veel.
Oh yeah.
Ja, best veel.
Now it's getting a little bit more.
Now you have to do it the whole day.
Yeah. 24 hours. Oh, that's crazy.
Soldiers have to do it about 1 hour.
Okay.
Come on, Shaun, get you back into it.
1 hour doing this.
The hands.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And you're lucky you just have to pump out.
So, second stop of the day. We're now at the site of the Christmas Truce. And this is where in 1914, around Christmas time, we know for a fact that here in this field opposite from me, there was a football match, or a soccer match if you're American, between the German forces and the British forces. And I made a little memorial here to commemorate that. And there are some mock-up trenches and some cemeteries as well. So we're going to go there right now and check out this place.
The British frontline trench in 1914 would have been probably about where that tree is. It would have run from left to right along here, and then down where the road curves around, the trenches, the line curved around. And there's a house down there is where Bruce Bairnsfather stayed. He was an artist, wrote for, like, you know, illustrations for newspapers and magazines, things like that. And he was here and wrote some pretty detailed accounts of the Christmas truce that happened. And the German front line then would have been out toward where those buildings are. So no man's land would be like between this tree and those buildings. That's roughly over a little bit to the right, kind of towards those trees, is where the we know for sure that there was football that went on Christmas, because Bairnsfather wrote about it. So that's one of the sites we can say absolutely for sure it happened right in this spot. And so that's why the memorial ended up right here.
So yeah, like I said, we just arrived here. The whole band is back together. And yeah, if you look in front of me, there is the memorial that got placed down by the UEFA. So to you're just.
I got it
You're
on film.
distracting me.
I got it on film.
To what?
To what?
So yeah, to
As you can see, a lot of banter going on with these guys.
Here in World War I during the getting the ball.
So here we have a memorial. I think
yeah,
it was erected by UEFA, and people bring footballs over here
Pretty cool. You can
to
see,
commemorate the
trench
football
over
match
there.
that
That's the
happened
German
here, or the
trench.
several matches that happened here between the British and the German forces.
The original trenches were all the way up there and up here.
Jokes aside, would one of you guys be up for filming? Because I want to tell a story
Yeah,
that
sure.
then my boy can watch it in the future. So,
Yeah, sure, of course.
so let me put this down over here.
I'll send you the footage as well.
Thank you, man. So, We come to the football memorial at the site of the Christmas truce, and what we did, they have here a place where you can kind of pay your respects by laying a football, and it's the Euro Championships coming up in 2024, and I'm saying the year because there's a good chance that my boy is going to watch this in the future. He's only 4 years old right now. Him and I bought this football, and we played football with it together at our house in our garden. We're the only 2 people who've ever played football, so myself and my boy Jake, and then we bought it here. We wrote on the side, Rob and Jake. We put May 24 because it's the 2nd of June today, but we played with it in May, and then we're going to lay it here as a sign of respect, and in the future hopefully he'll watch the video. So Jake, when you're old enough to watch videos on YouTube, we did this together and we're going to lay it here. Here we go.
Really cool idea, man.
Yeah, no, it's just, you know what, it's just something silly we came to, because of course he's only 4, he's too young to get any of this, but I'm sure in the future he will, and so I thought it would be nice to have something he could watch.
Yeah, really cool, and maybe in the future.
So in this field next to the cemetery, Shaun found some stuff. A big piece of shrapnel, bullet casing. This is a lead ball from?
It's a lead ball from one of the cluster rounds they use, so they'd fill the shell with hundreds of these, and obviously when it would detonate it would send these in all directions, and you can imagine the
carnage.
The mess that would make.
It's a bit like a claymore mine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Bits and pieces of there. So yeah, you can still find this stuff out in these farmers' fields.
You guys want to go to where the other... So we're now at the site that's known as the Bayernwald, the Bavarian woods. And this was a site that was held by the Germans, particularly in the fall of 1914 when trench warfare began. You can get a beautiful view of the town of Ypres from here, but it's probably the best place anywhere in the Ypres salient to get a glimpse of what German trench life was all about.
There was somebody famous here?
There was somebody famous here with later on he had a silly little mustache. He was a runner for the 16th Bavarian Reserve Regiment, Adolf Hitler, and earned his Iron Cross second class here in November of 1914.
So here you have the trench, the German trench. You can see it from above. I'm going to go in there in a minute, but yeah, you can see it's a German trench because of the sticks that they use to line the side of the trench. That's typical German. It goes all the way up there. We have a bunker that's part of this trench system. I can go down these steps here, and these bunkers were used for soldiers to take shelter in when there was some heavy shelling going on. And you can look inside, not much to see. I can't go in there because it's really small for one, and there's a lot of water in there, so yeah, I can't go in there. But the inside of the bunker was not allowed to be higher than 1 meters and 20 centimeters, and that was, so they only used it during the big shells, when the big shelling started. And the German leaders feared that if they made the bunkers any bigger, men would constantly be hiding in there, and to make it only 1 meter 20 centimeters high, it was really uncomfortable to be in there, to be crouched down all the time. So you know, that way the soldiers will always get out of the bunker once the shelling ended. And they said that the aim should always be to win over the British positions, not just stay here in your own trenches and in your own bunkers where it's, you know, relatively safe. The aim was to cross no man's land towards the British positions and take them, and not stay here in the relative safety. So yeah, that's why they limited the height of these bunkers. So here they have a picture of this actual that was taken at this actual position at these trenches, and you could see, you know, back then they were way deeper. You see some soldiers looking across no man's land. Here we have an information board about the soldiers that fought in this area, all from different nationalities. There's also some mention of Adolf Hitler, but his text is all in German, the rest is English and Dutch. This one is only in German. So also a picture of him here, one in the red circle, that's Adolf Hitler. So we're back at the house, day 4 of Ypres. It was the last day actually.
Yeah, it's the last day of Ypres, yeah.
In the books. So how did you guys enjoy Ypres?
It was fun, man. Ypres is amazing.
Loved it, man. Yeah, definitely.
So now we're getting ready to do a live stream over us Chris's channel. He's over there. So we have to wake him up. Or we'll do it without him. We can do that.